Hello, I'm Arun Joe James, one of the IELTS trainers at MedCity International Academy, Kottayam. Today we'll be looking at reading for IELTS. Reading is all about finding out the keywords. It's a skill that we have to develop. There'll be keywords in every question and we'll have to find the keywords, and then we'll have to match it with the keywords in the passage. So it comes through practice, and today we'll be looking at questions in detail. I'll be showing you how to find the answers for questions. So we'll be discussing questions. All questions are basically same. Today we'll be looking at yes, no, not given questions. Let's read the passage together, and I'll be showing a question. You will have to say whether it is yes, no, or not given. One thing that we have to keep in mind is that if we have to give yes as the answer, it should match with the content in the passage. The exact meaning of the question should match with the content in the passage. If it is no, there should be a contrasting information in the passage, and if it is not given, it won't be there in the passage, but some information about the question might be given, and but the exact information will be missing in the passage. We'll look in detail into these questions. So here is the passage. Look at your screen and read the passage. Now look at question number 14. In question number 14, it is given that Valium is of greater risk to users than their original illness. So can you find out where the answer lies in the first paragraph? See, look at the last sentence of the first paragraph. Valium and drugs like it create more health problems than they solve. So let's look at the keywords in the 14th question. It is given that Valium is of greater risk, that is a keyword, greater risk to users than their original illness. And the information given here, Valium and drugs like it create more health problems than they solve. So more health problems is the keyword in the passage. Here it is greater risk to users. So it is matching with the information given in the passage. So the answer is yes. Let's read the second paragraph. Now let's look at question number 15. The question says that Valium sales caused business in the Roche group to peak in the 1970s. So basically the keyword is sales caused business to peak. Valium sales caused business to peak in the 1970s. Let's come back to the paragraph and read what is given there. It is given that Valium was the most prescribed drugs in the US between 1969 and 1982. And it is also given that at the peak of Valium use, Hoffmann-La Roche's parent company, the Roche Group, was selling about 2 billion Valium pills a year. So it is nowhere it is given that Valium sales caused business in the Roche group to peak in the 1970s. It is just given that the Valium sales had peaked in the 1970s. So the answer is not given because the information, although it is some information is given, the exact information is missing in the paragraph. So the answer is not given. Now let's look at question number 16. Question number 16 says that Valium became popular because it seemed to suit a wide range of people. Look at paragraph number 2, last sentence. It is given that Valium quickly became a household name the drug of choice for millions of people, from the rich and famous to the stressed executive and the frustrated housewife. So it is given that Valium became popular because it seemed to suit a wide range of people. So it is suiting a wide range of people. That is what is given here in the end of paragraph 2. That is, from rich and famous to the stressed executive and frustrated housewife. So the answer is yes. Now let's look at question number 17. In question number 17, it is given that Valium is part of the group of drugs called diazepams. So please look at paragraph number 3, second sentence. It is given that from 2002 to 2003, 50% of the prescriptions for diazepams, in bracket it is given that the generic name for Valium. So diazepam, it can be understood that diazepam is the generic name for Valium. So generic name means it's an alternative name. Well, generic medicines, you all might have heard about generic medicines. It's Valium is the branded name, and the generic name means which is not branded. Although the drug is not branded, it is just another name for Valium, diazepam. So the question here is, Valium is part of the group of drugs called diazepams. It's not the group of drugs, it is just another name for Valium. Diazepam is just another name for Valium. So the answer is no. And now let's look at question number 18. In question number 18, it is given that a Valium overdose is not fatal. So let's look at the fourth paragraph. In the fourth paragraph, it is given that in the second line from top, it is given that Valium and other benzodiazepines were marketed as first non-addictive. Let me just check. Okay, I'm just checking. Just give me a second. Okay, look at paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth paragraph, first line, it is given that one of the great advantages of benzodiazepines over their predecessors was that even if the patient took many tablets, they would get very sick and go off to sleep, but they wouldn't die. So that means it is not fatal. Fatal is the key word here. A Valium overdose is not fatal. So it is given that they would get very sick and go off to sleep, but they wouldn't die. So it is not fatal. So that answer is yes. Fatal means that it's not dangerous, they wouldn't die, whereas here it is given that they wouldn't die. So it is not fatal, and that is what is given in question number 18. So the answer is yes. This is the end of the session. Hope you have understood what I was trying to tell. Thank you.